Good morning, everyone. So, in this video, we are going to talk about complicated videos and simple videos. So, let's get into it. Now, I've been doing this for a little while. And although it started out with a lot of back and forth, and I kind of I'm just trying to basically figure out which of the videos work and which videos don't work so much, and I experiment a lot of the time and try things out basically. Just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And it's only in recent time I've started to get some feedback from my more, let's call them healthy critics out there on the internet. And no, it's not Alan, because he seems to be very happy with how things are moving along, at least when I talk to him, which makes me feel really good, because I live and die for that guy's approval. Anywho, the more conservative and critical people out there in my subscriber count have on numerous occasions pointed out to me that some of the videos that I make are a little bit simple, and that the code isn't like virtually up to whatever standards that they set for software basically. And I wanted to touch on that a little bit and open up just a thought. And it's something that I just feel that I needed to just clarify this, just in case it might be the case that they don't understand what's actually going on. Now, it might be the case that they do, and I'm missing something. But guys, you have to understand something, or rather, there's two things you need to understand. These videos that I make are not just for professionals who have been working for a long time. Some of the videos are. Most of my face-to-face videos where we talk and I share thoughts about my day, I would argue, at least for me as a fellow professional, those are the ones that are most interesting. And some of the videos that I make are tips and tricks that you can bring to your own work process. But a lot of the tutorials are geared towards helping out more junior level programmers and sharing thoughts and ideas and experiences that may be relevant to somebody with a little bit of more experience. But the intention isn't really to produce the sort of software which will teach. It's very tricky. So, as I said, there are videos. I have made videos that could be useful to somebody who is truly a professional. And I want you to know something. Those videos are actually not the ones that get to be the most popular ones, which makes sense, right? Because they're more complicated. So, as I was saying, there are two things that you should know. First and foremost, making the sort of video that is useful and valuable to somebody working as a professional takes a lot of time. Because the software, the quality of the video, or rather the quality of the software and the scope of the thing that I have to build is very complicated most of the time, unless you want me to do something very, very trivial. But it is actually very, very complicated to make production level code in a way that is explainable. Because if the video, if I am to build something that is useful to a professional, and at the same time make it all fit in one video and teach something useful, trust me, there's a lot of thought that needs to go into that, at least the ones that I make. If you don't believe me, go and check out my Webpack videos, where I explain basically how Webpack I go from Webpack, how it works and how you use the common modules and how you extract that out and do all kinds of fancy things with Webpack. That is production level code. It's code that is used at my company. It's code that is used at Ticketmaster, or rather that's the same thing that I did for Ticketmaster. That's production level stuff, and it is very tricky, as I said, and it takes a lot of time to do that. Anywho, that's first things you need to know, that those videos takes a lot of time, and that's why the more simpler videos do come out much quicker, because it's easier to actually build them. There's still, and this is the important bit, none of the videos that I release is non-production level stuff. Every single thing I have released is the sort of code that you can find out in the wild. You can, and that's what I want to tell to you. Go to and say to you juniors out there, that is one of the main differences between, rather, I want that to be the difference between what you might be finding somewhere in other places and on my channel. You can trust that everything that I show you is, sometimes it's an example, it has to be an example, but I always try to focus on, is this real? Is this real programming software? Is this the sort of thing that you can find in the wild? That's why I don't have many videos where I basically just show you inheritance, something of the nature of an animal, and that's the superclass, and the subclass of animal is cat, and then there's a dog, and these things, I don't do much of that. So these are the first and foremost things. The second thing is that for some of the critics out there who may feel that some of the videos are too simple for them, have you ever considered that you are not the target, and that the example that I'm showing you isn't actually about you, and it's not actually about the thing that you think it is? I'll give you an example. I got a little bit of criticism from a subscriber on a video that I made, which is something along the lines of making a React search field with Node. Now, this subscriber and I have had a bit of a discussion before, where he expressed the desire, or rather he wanted me to make a video about search algorithms, things of that nature, and I told him that I would, and I did. As I said, this is the sort of video where I have to give a lot of thought into it, because it's a very tricky thing to not only write. Well, the writing isn't so bad, but it's hard to make it really good, and that's what I want. When I'm doing something like that, I want to make it really good, make a really good concrete example that a lot of people can kind of follow along with, but still bring with them into the work life. But I don't know if this is the case, but the subscriber criticized this video quite a lot, and the thing is that still to this day, I don't really know if he was unhappy with the video in general, because if he was, I was very confused, because even though the application we built in that video is very simple, it's actually production level code. It's actually code. I can tell you right now that we have a very similar thing going on in some of our internal tools at my company, because the need for something more complicated isn't there. It's a simple thing, but it was designed to do something very simple and provide a very easy access type of search functionality to an interface that is not user-facing, it's not geared towards being Google, it's not about being a search engine, it's just a regex search and a search field. And I explained that the reason why I made that was not actually for him. It was actually for another subscriber who had asked that, or rather, it was a junior developer on my channel who had reached out and said that he was struggling a little bit with understanding how React talks to a server and gets search results and things of that nature. He actually had specified especially that it was searching. And so what I did is what I do. I said, sure, I'll put something together. And since it's a very simple request from me to build and to explain, I put it together in a few days and just filmed it. And that's kind of what I wanted to end on here. Regardless of if you are a junior or if you're a senior watching these videos, try to think about this. Do you think, when you watch the video, what is the video trying to teach you? In this scenario, was the video about searching and search algorithms? No. It was about React talking to a server. Just think about it. Instead of doing, or criticism is good. There's no I have no problems with it, but try to think one step further, because it's a little bit tricky for me, or rather, you have to kind of expect that all the videos that I make are for all levels of programmers. I make videos for beginners, I make videos for intermediate people, and I make videos for true hardened professionals. And that's the ecosystem that you live in. So maybe as a viewer, think about what the video is trying to explain before you start criticizing it for being too simple. It's just a thought. And if nothing else, I just want you to know that I'm actually very happy that you watch. And even if you don't like the video, just press that dislike, give me a comment, explain the situation, and I'll see if I can do something to improve. And in this scenario, I actually wrote back to my subscriber and I said, I'm sorry that you didn't like the video. And I explained exactly what I said here, that it was not meant to be about searching. It was meant to talk about something much simpler for another subscriber. But hopefully this other video that is coming out that has to do with searching will provide you with the thing that you're looking for. Have a great day.